Whoops. Okay. Oh man. I forgot where I was. But now it was eternally glorified. What would we poor humans do without our God's nights and mornings? In the early mornings, hours twixt the night and the day, while from earth and darkness passes silently away. Trying to turn the page, but it's kind of stuck here. Then it's sweet to talk with Jesus in your bedroom still. For the coming day and duties, ask to know his will. Then he will lead the way before you, lying mountains low, making desert places blossom. Sweet, sweetening sorrows flow. Do you want a life of triumph, victory all the way? Then put God in the beginning of each coming day. Alright, that was for today's date, the 28th, I believe. Oh my goodness, it was a long date. I don't even know if anybody listens to these videos anymore, but I know every day we're here is a blessing and a curse at the same time. You know, you always have your ups and downs, and don't think that nobody's not going through the same thing as you. We're all kind of, in the same position. At least the ones that are fighting, obviously. But yeah, I just been like, trying to remain humble. Because people that think that this isn't the hardest test that somebody could be put through. Because imagine the thought. Imagine it like you knew that it was real. And I'm talking for the skeptics out there. Like you knew it was real 100%, right? You had proof that the things that we were going through were actually happening. Which we know they are, but I'm saying for the skeptics. Then what would you think? Like if it was happening to you every day, you were constantly being harassed and you didn't know why. And it was in small ways, like people that can read your mind, they know what you were thinking, they can track you, and it's a government net or whatever emissions that they're emitting, messing with people, or the people are contributing. Either way you can look at it, but it's happening to you and it's consistent, and it's not only people that are messing with you, it's energy. You're starting to hear tinnitus in your ears. You're starting to experience these things all the time. Every day you wake up, helicopters start flying over your house every day. Every time you leave your house, you get the urge to want to go walk to the store, buy a bag of chips or whatever you want to buy. And you start walking out your house, you make your way out your house, and helicopter flies over you. You don't think nothing of it at first, but then like once all these things start happening, a bunch of things at once, you're hearing things. You're starting to get hit with energy weapons when you sleep. Your head's vibrating when you're trying to sleep. You know what I mean? You wake up to these energy weapons hitting you and stuff like that. Like it's just, I kind of don't want to touch on the subject, but I'm just trying to get to a point that imagine that this was happening, and there's nothing that we can do about it, right? But at least speak out. And we still look crazy. We still look crazy, like we're, like this can't be happening or whatever. Maybe it's just that we're electrosensitive. I don't fucking know. I don't think that that's the case. I think that we are electrosensitive, but they're purposely focusing shit on us and messing with us and shit like that because they make it so obvious. They make it way too obvious. It's just blatantly obvious. And I know that, if it was just the energy and not the gang stalking and all that stuff and everything else that goes along with being targeted by the government or experimented on or whatever you want to say, it wouldn't be the way that it is. People wouldn't react to the way that this is brought up. Because the people that know that this is going on, they want you to shut up about it. Like there's some people out there that this is how they make their money. This is how a lot of people are, built to trust in this type of society in the way that we're living right now. They're like they like it the way that things are. And I've talked about this already multiple times. I'm not gonna keep ranting on about it, but just really think about that shit and like kind of let that shit marinate. Cause you like it takes a strong person to be able to go through this stuff every day and still be humble and still praise God and still be positive outlooking towards things in general. So I don't know, it's kind of late right now. I don't want to keep people up, but yeah, help all of the people that are going through this stay strong. Just keep fighting every day. It's just some days are good, some days are really bad, some days are okay. You know, it just I always say, I've always said this in the past. I've said this multiple times. It just amazes me, like how many people are just either being controlled, manipulated, or whatever involved. It's crazy how I see so much like how your life changes so drastically like once this starts happening to you, and it doesn't stop. Like it just continuously keeps happening to you, and it's like even though it's small things, you know what I mean, that you can ignore, and like eventually, like a quote says, repetition, like if you keep the definition of madness is to keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. You know what I mean? So these people that are doing this shit to you, they're fucking mad fucking lunatics, right? Because they keep doing this shit to you, and they keep wanting to try to get a different result. They want you to freaking like lash out. And like I said, it takes a strong person to be able to maintain and to keep their composure when there are people fucking purposely fucking with you every day. And it's fucked up because like what did we do to them, just because we're against this weird ass society or whatever we're against, whatever views we have, you can be targeted for. And I don't want to live in a world like that. I don't think none of us do. And what they expect us to do is like, oh, if you don't like it, leave the United States, like leave the country or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's pretty much the same everywhere else, but I don't know. Why do you think Edward Snowden went to Russia? I mean, I'm pretty sure Russia's probably, similar, and they have weapons and stuff like that. But I mean, if we're being targeted by our own government or people within our government, private security companies, whatever you want to call it, the uh, military complex or whatever. Um, if we went to Russia, I'm pretty sure like it would probably die down a lot because what are they gonna do? Send U.S. people over there to mess with us? I mean, I'm pretty sure you can probably still get hit, somewhat, but they're not gonna want to be bumping into the Russians while they're doing that shit to you. So hopefully, you can probably get some peace of mind over there. But I'm not sure if I seen this guy. I forgot what his name was. I think Brian too. I think he said he had tried to fly to Russia and that his targeting wasn't that bad over there. But I haven't been keeping up with him. I haven't really been keeping up with anything relating to the targeting. I sometimes I fall off when I fall back on. I guess because I don't really have anybody that's like consistent. You know, they hit me up and be like, hey, like let's get into the Bible, or it's never consistent. So like kind of feel like I'm on my own. So whenever I do come on here, you know, yeah, I know I was called to be a leader, but I don't know, man. It's like I have to see the zeal in other people too. You know, I don't want to be the only one with it. I don't want to be the only one that feels like he's fighting. You know, if people want to fellowship, they always, you know, they have my number. They can call me anytime or text me or whatever. Um, but yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna send a few texts out to a few TIs just to make sure they're doing all right. I know it's late, but I'll just tell them, you know, give me a call soon. We should talk, whatever. I try to keep in touch with TIs because you never know what they're going through, and you want to make sure that they're doing all right. And you know, because obviously I have sympathy for anybody that's going through this because I know that it 100% fact is completely possible because I'm experiencing it 100% without a doubt. And I've had like so many different ways to think about this stuff and like go over it and try to like think like, oh, you know, it's just in my head, maybe this, maybe that. No, like there has been too many signs, too many verifications in my targeting where it was confirmed that like my suspicions were correct, and the way that things are, it's moving towards, you know, a one world system, one world government, all this bullshit. It's just you can tell. It's just. I mean, if anybody doesn't see it, they're blind, or they're just don't want to accept it. But but yeah, you guys just you know, keep on fighting, keep staying strong. I know it's hard out there for you guys. Like I don't know what you guys are going through, but